Hey folks, hope you enjoyed the podcast. This free teaser of the main episode features 10 posts, but you can get the full episode with an additional 20 posts, plus our witty banter and all that good stuff, plus fun segments like MGTOW and This Ain't It Chief, plus a preview of next week's episode, only over at patreon.com/reportthispost. Not only that, but there's an additional bonus episode every week for our beautiful patrons and other fun stuff, all available at patreon.com/reportthispost. Help support the show. It'll do a lot for us. It'll make us feel better about spending all of our goddamn free time looking up posts for your guys' amusement. And enjoy the show. Hello everyone, and welcome to episode 143 of Report This Post, the podcast about bad posts and bad people. My name is Geiger, and that is Christian.
I'd rather have a bad day of fishing than a good day at work.
And we are your hosts with the posts. Every week, Christian, myself, or a listener select a different topic and then find horrible posts for your listening pleasure. And this week's topic, as chosen by a listener named Nathan, is fishing.
Yes, sir. Nathan, thank you so much. Nathan's a big fishing guy. We found out on one of our live shows where he read us a post that he found on a fishing Facebook group about a woman that was beaten to death with a hairbrush.
Yep, so you can expect funny content like that in this week's episode. Now, how did Nathan choose this topic? I'm assuming he's a longtime patron, so he did it that way?
He is, yes. He's a longtime patron. He upped his patronage over on patreon.com in order to choose an episode, and continues to support us to this day. And Nathan, we thank you for it.
Specifically, he went to patreon.com/reportthispost.
Yeah, he sure did.
He didn't just go to patreon.com and then typed in fishing, and then all his wishes came true. He had to type a few more letters beyond that.
Well, yeah,
he figured it out, though, as so many of you folks will figure out today when you go over there right now and subscribe, and because you'll get your full episodes every week, plus bonus episodes. For the month of June, we're doing Immortan June. What is that?
That is where we each week watch one of the 4 Mad Max movies and then give a rundown on it and share our thoughts. Some people like it, some people don't. And to everyone, I say too bad, because we just do whatever we want, and it gives us an excuse to watch movies. So
yeah, it's the only time I actually watch movies is for work, officially, which is pretty funny.
Work, gigantic air quotes around that.
Yeah, well, that's how it's been for me for my entire life. So, fishing. Now, what is your fishing history, Christian?
Boy. As a kid, I was big into fishing. My paternal grandfather was a fisherman.
Is this the guy that read you Lord of the Rings as well?
No, that was my dad. So my dad's dad.
Regardless, some adorable little activities that you had growing up.
Normal kid stuff. In middle school, I joined a fly tying club and did that for a number of years. So that was pretty cool. I still have those floating around somewhere. But as of, I'd say probably a decade has passed since I last touched a pole. So,
well,
a fishing pole.
Yeah, as a my dad was obsessed with fishing, and we fished a few times. Definitely, I feel like it was one of those things that he preferred to do without kids involved.
Sure, that was his thing, right? Yeah.
I'm assuming because, like, when he died, we buried his ashes at one of his favorite fishing spots, but I'd never even been there. Didn't even know he liked it, so he just apparently just did it without the kids.
You on the bank like, huh, okay, that's what this guy was up to. Okay.
And fast forward, how many years later? Agreed. That sounds awesome to have my own little fishing hole. God damn, that would be awesome. Yeah. So, but one of my older brothers and I, we would go fishing down at a pier down here. We would walk down there. Fucking, I don't even know if we had shoes on. Classic, like we were from the goddamn 30s.
You got your straw hats and your overalls on.
I remember one of the first things that I ever caught, as I was probably 8 years old, I cast my little fishing pole there into the water, and you know what I caught? I caught another fishing pole. Someone dropped theirs, and I was like, "What is it? Something's tugging at my line," and it was just a fishing pole that was at the bottom of the of the bed there. So that was my. I don't know what that means.
Free fishing pole, though, right?
I used it for quite a while because it was actually not bad, and it was kind of like made for kids. So, yeah. So that's my great. Would spend quite a bit of a couple summers down there at the pier with my brother and I. He was 13, I was 8, and there was just a bunch of weird old drunk guys.
Yeah, that is. It is a hobby that attracts a certain kind of person, I would think. So,
and it's odd that I would just my dad would be like, "Yeah, just go down there and hang out till I don't know, 10 o'clock at night, and then just come home whenever."
Try to not get molested, but if you do, do not tell me.
Well, thankfully, there's massive blocks of memory wiped away, so who knows what happened.
Well, we've had a couple breakthroughs on the show already, folks. You know, those things just rattle it loose. Oh, so,
fun. Again, Nathan is one of those kind of perverts who loves fishing. I believe Nathan, is he an ice fishing guy, if I recall correctly?
I believe he is in the Michigan area.
Yeah. So
that would make.
We have at least one ice fishing post in this, I think. So we'll touch on that later. In the meantime, let's just go ahead and get started with generic fishing posts that are bad in all sorts of unique ways.
Excellent. User Radioactive posted, "Guys, what's with all the fishing pics in R Dating Over 30, which is one of my new favorite subreddits."
That's a rough subreddit to even consider.
Sure is.
There's probably a Dating Over 40 as well, which would be
even better. "My female friend from work sent me a text message with 20-some-odd pictures of guys with fish from Bumble and other dating apps. She wants to know what's up with that. Why does it seem every guy has a fishing picture in his profile? What are you all trying to demonstrate?" And Osa32 replied, "Seriously, the question shows me how nitpicky and lots of other terms I would use about the woman asking. I have no reason ever for a quote-unquote picture to be taken of me doing nothing. I have pictures taken by friends and colleagues when something fun is going on. So, the fish pics are times when someone took a picture, so get the fuck over it. I don't know how some of you make it through a whole day just because some guy dared post a picture doing what they like to do. If males had the same attitude, I think women and men would live separately until the extinction of the entire species."
Great. Yeah, let's go for that. This guy a little hot under the collar from what is one of the more innocuous questions I've seen on Reddit.
Sure. Yeah, just like, hey, what's the deal with this? And
it's something it's a joke at this point, right? Like,
yeah, it really is.
With fishing pictures, it is. You do like, even if I was into fishing, I feel like I'd be like, there's no way a woman would want to date me because of this, right?
And the woman that would be interested in it, probably not. Or maybe if you're looking for a buddy to go fishing with.
If you're just what it is just white trash, right?
I think so. I think that's a lot of it. I've seen a couple people post online pictures of guys that they found on those dating apps where it's just like their hands in a fish. It's like, what are you advertising here? I'm a provider. Okay, great. Okay, cool.
Hey, if you need food, this guy can get food for you.
When he's not on house arrest.
Yeah. That is one of the big problems. Yeah, if he can get his other buddy to come over and jimmy off the ankle collar, then he's good to go. Yeah. And then he can go have 62 beers on a boat and catch maybe 2 fish.
Afternoon well spent.
Which, again, that sounds awesome. And I would love to do that sometime. Just sitting out on the boat, just a cooler with 2 other coolers in it full of beer.
Sure.
And you're just there's a fishing pole, for shits and giggles that's on the boat that you can say is you're using for fishing. But yeah, we'll cast it out every once in a while. Leave it, you just cast it like every 3 hours. Yeah, I'm fishing.
It's just a prop. It's a prop.
Yeah. I found on that topic, there's an article from CNET, which is a website I remember from my youth, because it was a big late 90s tech website, but now it's just a website.
Yeah, right.
They had an article titled, "Why Do So Many Guys Hold Up Fish in Their Online Dating Photos?" This was shared on Facebook, and then someone responded with this. "I had a bunch of profile pictures of me holding fish, and I think my thought behind it was expressing my enjoyment of fishing and outdoors as a part of who I was. I think most people want their profile picture to show about their interest and personality. But it's comical how many guys have the same fishing interest. It's become cliche and a symbol of white, straight male mediocrity." And I should note this is a guy who is a 40-year-old father of 3 that also says he's a radical feminist.
Cool.
Yeah. And
found a guy.
This is one of the rarest Pokemon evolutions you see, is the fishing guy to a radical feminist father of 3. You don't see that happen very often.
Hey, these other guys are weird for liking fishing, but not me though. Mm-hmm. I'm normal. I'm still with her. Actually,
well, just like that, he's like writing all these things. Like, I was trying to think about it, figured out why, and then he's like, because they like fishing. That's why.
Yeah, that's why.
You don't need to think too much about it. These guys like fishing. They don't have a whole lot else going for them. That's why they do it.
That is their personality, right? That is who they are. So, and we wish them the best out there, fellas. You single dudes and you radical feminists alike.
Just picture what this guy's glasses look like. How hip these frames are. They're clear. He's got the salt and pepper goatee.
Yeah, but
you can just picture like the whole thing.
Thick goatee. it's like 3 inches long below his where his chin's supposed to be at. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Hair's buzzed, but long enough that it can brush forward. Yep,
that's right. Oh yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Or he's just gone clean shaven because he just gave okay, the hair's falling out. I'm gonna just give in to this shit.
Hey, and more power to him, because some people refuse to do it. So
the second I get close to that, it's over.
Yeah, you're going Daddy Warbucks.
Bald all day long.
Nice. It's going to be a powerful look for you.
Yeah.
That paired with the Sopranos shirt. Ooh, mama.
And the swastikas. I'm just going full skinhead at that point. Just embrace it.
Just leaning real hard into it. Yeah, I found this next one posted to our teenagers. Why carps are best fish.
You like to browse our teenagers often, do you?
No. This one just kind of stumbled across in my searches here.
Sure.
My dad is a fisherman.
Just grooming some young fishermen over there.
He often brings home big carps, catfishes, pikes, and sanders. But most of all, I liked carps. They were like golden giants. My father walked in one day. I saw a big carp in my father's hands. I shared with him his triumph. Father left the carp at home in wet blanket and went with his friends to bar. Carp was still alive and his giant mouth was moving. I imagined this carp giving me a blowjob. Then I felt that my dick was erect. I fucked his mouth and came inside. Dad later sold this carp on market. All year I was fucking carps. Small carps were better since my cock was fitting perfectly into their tiny mouths. I liked fucking them while they were alive, when they were moving their lips up and down on my dick. In like half of a year, I fucked over 40 to 50 carps. I fucked them several times a day, came into their anuses. Sometimes I was even sticking my shaft into frozen ones. Then my father wasn't catching carps. I was like in a fog. I wanted to fuck a fish, even was thinking about catching a carp myself, but I was lazy and I hated fishing. My father got a catfish. Mouth was good looking. The concern was about his teeth, but I thought they won't do anything other than a scratch a little bit. So I fucked it for a minute, but then the catfish decided to rip my cock out with its mouth. It was an unsuccessful attempt, but the fish scratched my penis really hard. Then it got better. Only scars remained. After a month, my dick was fine again. This spring, Dad started catching carps again, and I continued fucking them. The most important thing is that I don't get erections on porn anymore, only on carp face. My dick is smelling like fish, and I cannot get rid of the smell. Am I normal? And a now deleted user replied, what the fuck did I just read? Mm-hmm. I'm getting my Wi-Fi provider to turn my Wi-Fi off. What the fucking fuck?
Yes. Yeah. I think you just read something that at first felt like it was written by like Herman Melville or something. Like, father brought the carps home like golden giants they were. And until the whole blowjob talk happened.
Yeah, that's right.
A very classical prose to it. Yeah, so never really went down that route myself.
Nope, can't say I've ever put a fish around my penis.
Uh-huh. Now, my penis has been around fishes, but that's just from swimming and stuff, but never done the fish around my penis thing.
No, no. Me either.
Yeah, it doesn't sound too... Like, if I'm going to fuck an animal, it better be a mammal. The idea of fucking a fish is truly reprehensible to me.
40 to 50. 40 to 50 over the summer.
Yeah, if that's the estimation, it's probably like 80 to 90, right?
Yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, it's a lowball estimate. But hey, tell you what, we wish this strange Russian teen the best in his adventures of shafting a bunch of wildlife. So, good for him.
This is from Am I the Asshole? A couple months ago, my father-in-law told me and my brother-in-law that he needed us to come up with him to his cabin and help him for a few days with some repairs that he couldn't do himself. My wife was not thrilled with the idea because we had, at that time, a 2-month-old baby girl. But she eventually relented after her dad insisted that he really needed my help. But when the three of us got to the cabin, my father-in-law told us there were no repairs he needed us to do. He had invited us up to have a guy's weekend with some fishing and relaxing because he thought I needed a break from my wife and the baby. I felt like he was right, and then I did need a break, so I stayed and enjoyed the weekend. Well, I felt bad after staying after I got home, and my wife told me how difficult things had been without me, but I did not feel like I could tell her without getting my father-in-law in trouble. A couple weeks ago, my father-in-law said he needed more, quote, help, but promised me that this time he was telling the truth. Again, I went up to the cabin. He did have a project for us to do this time, but it took about 2 hours. Then we fished for the rest of the weekend. Now, I haven't said too much about the trips because I did not want to lie to her, but I feel like an asshole for pretending that I was working while I was away and my wife had no help with our daughter. I most likely will not go back to the cabin unless father-in-law really needs help with something. So with that intention, am I the asshole for keeping this a secret? Would I be the asshole if I never told her? And everyone in the subreddit agreed he's an asshole because he just ditched his wife, who straight up admitted, yeah, it really sucked doing it by myself. And then just a couple weeks later,
hey, honey, bye.
See ya.
Well, hey, yeah, I know we have this 2-month-old baby and all, but your dad, I mean, hey, honestly, props to the father-in-law for being so concerned for the well-being of his son-in-law.
Does not give a shit about his daughter.
Willing to make his own daughter pull double duty with a newborn.
It's really hard to imagine having that kind of relationship with the husband of one of my daughters one day, you know?
No.
You just ditch her.
I haven't even been over to see the kid, but do you want to go fishing instead? I'm like, oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, this is a father-in-law who doesn't have friends.
Oh, yeah.
And he's just looking for an excuse to just drink with some dudes somewhere. That's really what it is. Yeah. Well, hey, it worked for him.
Yeah.
2 times.
Yeah, he got company and he got some of his whatever chores he needed to get done at the old cabin taken care of. So.
And again, best weekend of any of these guys' life. Just no worries, just hanging out, drinking and fishing. Ugh. No women
life.
within 6 zip codes of that fucking lake, no doubt. Just oh, so good. He's probably gonna do it again. I think that's what we're gonna get out of this.
For sure. It's gonna become.
If he doesn't tell her about these, he's just gonna like.
That's gonna be his thing. That's how he's gonna sneak away for sure.
Your dad just has so much work to do at that cabin.
I gotta put up the storm windows. Like, didn't you put up the storm windows 2 weeks ago? I gotta take them. I gotta take them down again.
We gotta put more up. The big storms are coming.
It's like you're having an affair, but you're going fishing with your father-in-law.
Yeah,
very cool.
Is there someone else you have to tell me? Well, it's your dad.
But it's not like that. It's not like that.
Yeah, I'm not fucking your dad. We're just hanging out, fishing.
Very good. Well, Pete Vicker started the thread "Flies Tied with Human Hair" on flyfishingforum.co.uk. I have a hairdressing appointment tomorrow, the first time in 3 months. My hair is considerably longer than normal. I was thinking about taking some of the cut hair and using it to tie flies. I don't fish for trout, but saltwater and salmon. Are there any patterns you would recommend? And Bob P. commented, many, many years ago, I tied a couple of flies using my wife's pubic hair on the pheromone principle. I just read about this pheromone thing and she obliged without really thinking about it. It was only later when she saw the resulting quote-unquote fly and asked what I was going to say if I caught lots of fish on it, and some of my pals asked for the dressing. I'd said I'd provide them quote-unquote fur for a quid per tuft. Then the shit really hit the fan. She threatened to use the scissors on me if I ever tried it again, and I don't think she was intending to cut hair.
So. Boy, this is the amount of just beer that had to be consumed between everyone involved in these parties.
Hey, honey, I've been tying some flies. I was wondering if I could get just a tuft of your snooze hair off there and see if the scent of it would attract any trout.
Just a little pinch of scooch. I'll take some of that. And
yeah, the fellas are asking if they can have some of your sniz hair too. So I told them just come on over. I don't have to be here. They can just grab a handful of it and take off.
Just take a good grip and rip it out. Yeah, I mean, sure. Apparently this guy's English.
Yeah, I think they both are. Yeah,
you wouldn't expect. You don't think of Englishmen as fishers. At least I don't.
I don't think of them outside a lot. No. They seem like they're very delicate people.
I picture them like wearing hats and like near like a green glen, but they're just hammered, and they're just kind of like sitting there as the wind blows past them, and they just sort of like have ugly faces and just comment on things. But then they go inside and just eat some awful stew. So that's your average Englishman. Yeah.
That's right. Go back a couple episodes. We talked all about it on our UK episode.
Oh, that's right. We did do that. This is from a Minnesota ice fishing page on Facebook. Nice. Someone commented that some of the local Asian folks are keeping too many fish that they catch. This caught some heat because they used the word Asian inexplicably, and a gentleman named Josh responded, "The stereotype of Asians being way over the limit didn't come out of thin air. Kind of like black people smoking Newports. It's because a lot of them do. Muslims have bombs. White people cook meth and live in trailers and fuck their cousins. Who gives a fuck? Do your thing and fish on. Well, this also caught some heat, and another guy responded with this. Black people smoke a lot of Newports, and the Asians overfish the lakes, especially the areas they are not supposed to where the fish spawn. There was literally yellow netting going up all over the place to protect the fish spawning areas from predominantly Asian fishermen. It's not a crime to mention the race of the people who are ruining the good things for everyone. It may even help with self-policing.
Self-policing, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm sure these guys have a problem with self-policing when they're out there and see a bunch of Asian guys roll up. Yellow netting, huh?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Very interesting indeed. Yeah, it's not racist to point out that there's a certain race of people that are ruining everything for everybody. That's not racist.
My belief in this
cold, hard
is
facts.
Strong, and yeah, very good.
So that's the kind of stuff that Nathan loves to be a part of, apparently.
A lot of I'm sure there's just so many wonderful people in those groups that have a lot of progressive ideas about certain things.
Honestly, I would guess that most ice fishermen don't have beliefs of any kind. They just, like, political or otherwise, they just like, well, I'm gonna go out fishing, grab some beers, put a hole in the ice, put the line down, and just catch some fish. Just spend 12 hours, cold as hell, getting hammered and catching fish. Which
again sounds good. The cold thing,
fantastic. Yeah, it's weird because fishing to me is being hot as hell and catching fish. The whole cold as hell and catching fish is an interesting wrinkle, and I don't know if I could do that.
No, I don't think I could. I don't like being cold anymore, and don't like being stationary. So two of the things I hate the most. So
yeah.
Well, speaking of interesting guys on websites, I found user Long Island Sound Grunt, who started the thread titled Coeds on the forums at thewholetruth.com, which is a fishing and boating website.
HULL is whole.
Mm-hmm. The Whole Truth.
Very fun.
During my talk to a high school yesterday, I used the term co-ed as there are a lot of co-eds in attendance. Anyway, the teacher interrupted me, explaining to the class that it was a sexist term. I purposely refrained from using sensitive terms such as gooks and stuff. Of course, co-eds are in the purest sense of the word co-educational students, male or female, in the same education system or class. Anyway, made me feel old, number one, which I guess I am, but also, for Christ's sake, nobody condones sexual harassment or inappropriate touching or abuse of power, but if we are offended by old terms, obviously not intended as slurs or offensive, maybe we are indeed becoming the country of thin-skinned, easily offended, quote-unquote, victims. No wonder we get the leaders we do. Every morning, everyone should say to themselves, I am not a victim, and just be grateful for all we do have. And the guy, Florida Catcher 1, replied, stupid cunt. She must have been thinking of another four-letter word that is a sexist term for a female. Which I think he opened his comment with it. So
yeah, well, that's what I was like. Why would you say cunt and then be coy about it? Literally the same sentence. So yeah, first of all, a lot of bad posts started with, so I was talking to a high school yesterday. All right,
for what?
Why are you doing that? And then just like, I made sure I didn't say gook and other things like that.
Like, that's the first thing that comes. Like, I didn't use my favorite term.
He's got like a little.
But
like,
I said fucking co-ed.
He's got some index cards that's like, don't say gook. Like, he's like looking at him. He's like, okay, gotta be sure. Just okay, gotta remind myself. And he says co-ed, and the lady, this bitch has to throw. I've never heard co-ed as being a
sexist term
or anything beyond just something I would hear in movies from the 80s.
It was usually but in that it was usually used for the female. It always seemed to be in reference to the female students. So,
well, it's in a way it's like how actors used for men. But co-ed in this case is sort of the opposite, where it can be used for both, but the primary target is women. So it's like, to me, it's progressive to say co-ed. Does that make any sort of sense at all?
No, I guess. Although, I don't know. It's.
How about we read our next post and we can figure it out later? Because this is all kind of similar to the whole PC bullshit. Tumblr user Salty Agender posted this. Going fishing isn't even a fun activity for people. Some people actually need to eat. And the over-whaling caused by white people fucked over a shit ton of indigenous cultures that relied on whales for, like, everything. Fight me, white vegans.
Mm-hmm.
And here's a response from a now deleted user. LOL, dude, the Japs are the one whaling, you ignorant cunt. Stop trying to blame all the problems in the world on white people.
Yeah.
Pretty interesting.
Yeah. I think they're talking of two different time periods here.
Well, yeah, again, someone's in the Herman Melville period.
Yeah, 400 years ago, a bunch of white guys killed a bunch of whales. And I'm still mad about it. Mm-hmm. This is one of the things I love, that is I kind of know what's going on. And I know that this is somehow somebody's fault, but I'm just going to pin it on white people anyways.
Yeah.
Because you see this a lot on Tumblr and Twitter now. You just see the kind of thing where it's like, somebody will be like, here's some sort of atrocity, and it's like, thanks, whites. And it's like, well, sure. Actually.
Well, it's like, because there are white people that do it, because white people we do everything.
Inherently evil.
Versatile, advanced race on the planet. So, we get our fingers in all sorts of pies.
Sure.
Whaling included. And there are certainly plenty of white guys that love to whale, but it's really not to pin it on white vegans it's very funny. Like,
just a bunch of waifish 60-pound guys setting out on a boat to take down Moby Dick.
Yeah.
Best of luck, fellas. You got enough kale chips there? Are you all good?
You can use their bodies as sails. Just string up a bunch of them together. Yeah, I don't think white guys are your issue. White guys that use Tumblr are not the not the predominant enemy. Whalers out there. In general, you don't see a whole lot of folks online bragging about their whaling pursuits, to be honest. Not like a YouTube guy's like, hey YouTube, got some great sperm from the sperm whale. We're gonna light some lamps here.
Yeah, we're gonna make our blubber. We're gonna refine this blubber. Yeah. Hey, I'm on this gigantic floating factory. We just we got a humpback whale here. We're gonna grind it up in these big gears. Don't forget to like and subscribe. No.
Yeah, we put handcuffs on these killer whales flippers, and we're gonna light it on fire and torture it. We're just having fun here.
Now remember, meat is murder. So stay cool, guys.
I'm gonna take this ball peen hammer to this beluga whale's head. Like and subscribe. The whaling YouTube community. Someone's got to start that up. I'd love to see it.
Yeah. Guys, get on that. Come on. What are we waiting for? Get out there and start harpooning some stuff so that we can...
Yeah. Get some goddamn narwhal tusks and shit. Let's make it happen.
Oh, good God Almighty. Cool. Oh, I know somebody that just found out like 6 months ago that narwhals were real, and they're like 34 years old. So that's pretty good.
I think that person might be my wife, because that was fairly recently as well for her.
It wasn't, but that's cool too.
Yep.
A lady posted this to Facebook. My amazing baby brother, Ricky, went to heaven tonight. Thank you for all the prayers and shares and the help to locate him. Everything I prayed for came true today. He is out of that river. We are all so blessed. He died doing what he loved. Fishing. We gained another angel. We love you, Ricky. I am so grateful you are safe now.
What happened to old Ricky here? Do you think Ricky loved fishing when he was dying via fishing?
Face down in the creek. No, probably not.
Yeah, I would love to know how he died via fishing. I'm going to guess the way everyone dies via fishing is having 62 beers
That's right.
and falling off a boat.
Absolutely domed, yeah. Yeah. All my dreams came true today. My brother is dead.
I woke up this morning. What would I love to have happen? Oh yeah, my brother dies. That's pretty brutal.
Not good. Well, Ricky, R.I.P. After the mackerel or whatever ate your face off as you floated downstream.
Yeah. Sad it wasn't piranhas, because that'd be pretty cool. That's a fish I would love to have an encounter with. The piranha. Wouldn't that be fun?
No, why?
You don't think so?
No,
I don't mean but like hopping in the river and finding one. I mean like catching some, or as a kid, like piranhas were the coolest thing on the planet. You know,
sure.
Like,
right.
The idea of like it's a fish that will just
completely turn you into a skeleton in seconds. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. I've gone down the YouTube path of just watching piranhas just do their thing. It's fun. I recommend everyone do that. If you're going to go to YouTube, start your whaling page. Go watch some piranha stuff too while you're at it.
Stick the whale in the piranha tank.
Oh, hell yeah. Oh, man, that'd be awesome. This is from our fishing subreddit for fishing. A guy posted a picture of himself holding up a fish with a pair of pliers. First walleye today at Lake Hopatcong in New Jersey. And a response from user Chewbaccarak. Why are you using pliers to hold it? And the OP responded, caught it on a 2-pound test about 15 minutes before meeting with clients for work. Didn't expect to catch anything this size and couldn't handle it without smelling like fish, so I made do with what I had.
Okay.
User Uncle Creepy 322 said, maybe don't fish if you don't want to smell like fish. Which is good advice. Looked up the OP. He's only active on fishing subreddits and something called Our Wife Pic Trading, where you trade pictures of your wife with other guys for pictures of those guys' wife. So,
Hey, you know what? The guy's a fan of Snapper in all of its forms. So what can you say?
Yeah.
Just heading to meet clients. I'm just gonna pop off the interstate here, cast a line. What the fuck? I can't imagine enjoying something that much where I'm like,
Yeah.
on my way to a meeting, I'm gonna stop off and.
I got 15 minutes to meet a client. I'm gonna catch some fish real quick.
What the fuck?
Like that is classic. Sit in the car on your phone at the meeting place.
Yeah.
In the car, like waiting till it's 5 minutes before I just hop in there.
Trade some wife pics.
Yeah.
Have some downtime.
What? Boy.
Our wife pic trading is a new one that I did not know.
Yeah, so it's literally... It's not even like posting pictures of your
Right,
wife. It's
just
like
like
looking for guys to trade pictures of your wife.
Just like describing your wife. My wife is a 5-foot brunette. I'm looking for a 5'5" blonde, shaved. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yep. Cool.
And then just sending it to them, and then like, hey, thanks. Gonna go jerk off to your wife.
Again, folks, you can literally go onto Google and just type in the word boob and just
type in
endlessly.
wife, and there's just the Wikipedia description of a wife should be enough for you to jerk off.
It's a screen grab of Dexter's mom from Dexter's Lab, and just, well, you know what? Actually, I say that, and there's probably people.
Pretty good, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I mean, that's not what I meant.